Achish is a name used in the Hebrew Bible for two Philistine rulers of Gath. It is perhaps only a general title of royalty, applicable to the Philistine kings. The two kings of Gath, which is identified by most scholars as Tel Es-Sarfi, are the monarch, described as Achish the king of Gath, with whom David sought refuge when he fled from Saul. He is called Abimelech in the superscription of Psalms 34. It was probably this same king, or his son with the same name, described as Achish, the son of Maok, to whom David repaired a second time at the head of a band of 600 warriors. The king assigned David to Ziklag, whence he carried on war against the surrounding tribes. Achish had great confidence in the valor and fidelity of David, but at the instigation of his courtiers did not permit him to go to battle along with the Philistine hosts. David remained with Achish a year and 4 months. Another king of Gath, described as Achish, son of Maacah, probably a grandson of the foregoing king, is referred to during Solomon's reign. 1 Kings chapter 2 verses 39 to 46 mentions 2 servants of Shimei fleeing to this king in Gath, and Shimei going to Gath to bring them back, in breach of Solomon's orders, and the consequence was that Solomon put Shimei to death. The Latin transliteration Achish represents the begad kafat aspiration over a medial stop in later Aramaic and post-biblical Hebrew, before the strong influence of this dialect of Aramaic over Hebrew, which occurred after the Babylonian invasion, would have been pronounced Achish. In the 7th century B.C. Ekron inscription, the name Achish appears as son of Padi, son of Ysd, son of Ada, son of Ua. Achish by then held enough authority in Ekron to dedicate a temple. A similar name appears as a king of Ekron in 7th century B.C. Assyrian inscriptions, as does Padi. Scholars agree that these two are the same men, although a royal status cannot yet be confirmed for their ancestors Ysd, Ada, and Uriah. This appears to indicate that either the name Achish was a common name for Philistine kings, used both at Gath and Ekron, or, as Nava has suggested, that the editor of the biblical text used a known name of a Philistine king from the end of the Iron Age as the name of a king of Gath in narratives relating to earlier periods. Achish and Suwadata, in his book Pharaohs and Kings, D. Roll suggests Achish may be an abbreviation of Akoshimij, a Haran name meaning gift of the sun god, equivalent to the name Suwadata in the Amarna letters. Achish in film. Achish, king of Gath, appears in the 1985 film King David, starring Richard Gere. The film differs from the biblical story, and shows David pretending to be insane in order to gain admittance to the presence of King Achish, rather than to flee from him.